And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the second game of the night between BDS and Mirage Elyandra. As we look at bot side, Mirage looking for a early ward, likely to see if he can catch anybody out, but no junglers to be spotted. Because look at this, Shio is all the way top side as he now is going bot and does not get caught on vision.
Yeah, they have that ward on that bottom side. You don't really want to 5-point, I think, just because you're worried about Erdote being so squishy and getting caught out. So you're just going to ultimately allow yourself to cover a lot of potential invade angles here. Mirage don't get that they're potentially looking for. They will be able to get a ward onto the Raptor pit, just get an idea on where Shio is, what he is trying to do. And the interesting thing, Memento, he is starting on the top side again, moving away from Bad Lulu, as we often see on this Gnar. So this one is going to be really tough, I think, early on, especially with Shio moving his way to that side of the map. If they do manage to set up a dive on that third wave, you're going to have a really tough time for Bad Lulu.
Yeah, Bad Lulu, we talked about his stand-up performances we've seen so far in the Gwen, although that was taken away from him in that Jax matchup. I believe that was 2 solo kills that he had early on in the game before, ultimately taking on a lot of pressure.
Oh, he was playing the Gwen.
Huh?
He was playing the Gwen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was Gwen up against the Jax.
Okay.
He was far too good. Beatdown. I've actually been playing Gwen recently.
Yeah, I was there for a lot of it.
Yeah. She is a very good champion.
I mean, welcome to the party, I guess. She's just been really strong, but she's not in this game.
She's not, sad.
Yeah, so, well, depends who you ask. But
True.
Ultimately, Shio doesn't get spotted out on those Raptors, so they will have an idea on roughly the timing he'll be on that top side of the map. You can see it too. Bad Lulu recognizes this, is going to drop that ward in the brush in that top side river just to get an idea. Okay, Shio is on his way here. I need to play, or rather pay my respects.
Yeah, and I believe one point you were mentioned before as well, right? On Memento should be looking to actually punish Shio in a lot of his early clears, because Shio, as a jungler, likes to full clear at the first reset as well, and then tries to go for any plays. In fact, I believe in the game that we saw him previously up against LDLC, we didn't see him on the map until 6 minutes. In fact, that was one of his first ganks. So Memento doing exactly that, following your advice, moving bot side, looking to get Cody's son ahead, as he hasn't shown up yet. Locked on Erdote. The trade doesn't go in their favor, and Memento decides to back off.
Yeah, interestingly enough, he doesn't end up going in for the play there, but I like the hover, the attempt that maybe something's going to happen, just because you want to try and punish this bot lane and how weak it is in the laning phase, especially Aphelios being the stronger laner. He's just going to go ahead and clear the Scuttle Crab. Thing is, it gave the opportunity for, I think it was Crown Shot, to drop a ward in the brush. They know he's there, and they're going to pay their respects.
Yes, they are. Look at that. They found one. With the Ignite should be able to just take him down. Yeah. There's the engage they were looking for. Look at the pump
really
off for Axo. But there's a TP coming down from Zico to possibly find Memento. He's on a ward. He's going to back. They won't stop it. They'll let him walk away.
No, that's perfect. Like, you get the TP. All Rangjun had to do was walk down and force BDSA's mid laner to use that teleport. And I talk about Victor and the wave clear, but it's not quite there yet. You need some items. You need that E upgrade so the laser does that extra damage. So, with that being the case, at this point, Rangjun was confident enough to just walk his way down and try and set up that play. If had Chico not teleported, that would be a dive. Crown Shot would be dead. It would have been done.
Exactly. It would have been a really unfortunate situation, and we want to make sure that Crown Shot does stay alive for the most part too. We were mentioning how big of a voice he is for the side of BDS, and just how careful he plays too, right? More often than not, you see him playing his life, right? Making sure that he's careful and doesn't necessarily overextend for what he knows he cannot get. Rexo, though, look at his setup wards. He gets caught, takes a bunch of damage as Erdote is there, ready for the CC setup, finds a slow, and he should be walk away safely. The flash committed and under tower, but Shio takes a bunch of damage to trade, but Rangjun will not be able to get anything.
Yeah, so it's 1-1 at the moment. Both supports are the ones who have the kills,
Amazing.
but ultimately plays are being made here, and I like that activity from BDSA. I like that from Shio, actually. Being more active and trying to catch someone out, knowing Raxo is probably going to take that route down the river to walk his way back to the bottom lane. So you end up getting one. No one going to go for the Dragon just yet, but I think at this point Mirage could probably make a play for it. As you see Memento, again, clearing his bot side camps, probably going to either move straight for the Dragon, move for a potential lane gank here as Raxo showing up soon, means Cody Sun could push the wave. Either way, a lot of opportunities for Mirage to pick up this first neutral.
Yeah, because just the main issue is that like even if he does try to go in, he'll be showing our vision, right? Considering all the vision setup that we have on the side of BDSA, so the easy spot this out, they can try to make a decision to see whether or not they want to try to fight this, and looks like they do not. They don't have the set of bot side from this, and Shio is also backing off, so they will give up first Dragon to Mirage.
Looks like that is the case. For the moment, Memento, I think, is picking Scuttlecrab, but this is kind of what you expect. You have the stronger lane in the 2v2 for the moment. You have the stronger jungler as well, so you might as well just go for this, try and snack some early objectives, and make it so that you can use this priority to make a play. Oh, wait a second.
He doesn't actually go for it. Instead, he gets spotted on the vision ward again.
Exactly.
So the Dragon is up this entire time. We would have figured he would try to take the objective. But now that he's spotted on the ward, she was also there mirroring him.
Dude, I love
and
that.
He spots and going topside. What a really well thought out play from Shio.
No, I like that. He ends up, just in case, just in case the play comes through from Memento and they force the dive, Shio was there for the cover. And that's what I want to see from this jungler here in the earlier parts of the game, that activity. And look, it's going to pay off.
He sees it, but there's the TP. There we go. Rangjun finds Destiny, and he gets locked down. Shio punished for staying a bit too long. Raxo takes the Unite to the face and crown shot. Flashes over the wall, finds Memento. Can't get the shielding off either. Memento will die, but Chico. And that's the double for the victor.
Man, that is a big deal actually for Team BDSA, being able to get 2 kills there on your mid laner. Now Chico surely going to be able to have that E upgrade that we're talking about, and then this is the champion who scales incredibly well to the later parts of the game here. Mirage, I mean, they went for that play here. I kind of respect that. Even though they know Shio was there, they continued on with the Destiny, and it worked out pretty well. But look at the minimap. You see Chico, he's walking down, committed to the play where he's going to catch people out here, and it forces Memento to be like, okay, I got to see if I can take one more because I am done.
Yeah, and I find that as well. Crown shot also flashing over the wall and landing that W as well was so crucial to slow down Memento as well, just to make sure he has no option to get away, and with no flash on him, it was a really easy pickup and get his victor off the ground. You were mentioning, right, the wave clear is not going to be in part with the TF2, but at least with his upgrade to E2, he can now match Rangjun, who might not be able to keep up with all that waves, with all the waves that Chico will be able to push out against him. For now, we go back to a bit more of an even state, but we do see the bot side roaming top, well, specifically just Dote.
So just a bit about just setting up vision. You can see there some pink wards in the river there for BDSA. They could make a play for this Rift Herald. Interestingly enough, first Dragon still up and available here. As we see Mirage, Raxel, Memento, of course, as they often do, hovering the middle of the map. You see that rotation actually come through from the bot laners as well. However, Cody Sun was the first to move, and in doing so, you have that wave you get to shove into the tower. Someone has to answer, namely Crown Shot, and you are going to have priority to go ahead and start off the Rift Herald here if you so choose. I mean, Rangjun has no Destiny, but he's right there.
Yeah, he's just hovering around it. What I do like is that, you know, we see BDSA actually just trying to path around to just look to get top priority. They won't look to engage here, but instead they'll just give up this first Herald instead, because both top laners are now bot side as well. And nice little homage towards Rangjun's previous team, as he has the skin on the TF as well, like that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, true. Rangjun was a sub, down 1 gaming until very recently. Now he's here for Mirage, trying to kind of make something for himself now as a starting mid laner in the LFL. And at the moment, the Rift Herald does get picked up. So Memento, I don't think is going to drop it on the top side. We're going to keep these current lane assignments for now. And it's actually potentially an opportunity because you're resetting and moving down bot side. And as soon as Shio shows, you know it's going to be a Dragon play here for Mirage. The only question is, will this play from Shio actually work?
No, they do back off there, so they're a little bit too far in to try to potentially capitalize this. I know they're waiting on Cody Sun and Raxo to push up against the wave, but considering they know it's a 2v2, maybe Raxo decides to take the hook as Memento finds aggressive. He'll be able to slice and dice over the wall, as that'll be the second Dragon picked up. As bad Lulu is also there, finds it slow.
Oh, wait,
to pop the dominance just to be able to get away. Yeah, like you mentioned, you could jump onto him, push him against the wall. There we go. That's the stun. And one more pillow thrown against him. Forces out the dominance as well. So just a cooldown trade nonetheless.
Yeah, and I mean, the pressure is a big deal, too. Aggressivu is not going to be able to do anything about the fact that Memento is going to pick up this Dragon. That's both early neutral objectives going for Mirage. And now it's just going to be about where Memento wants to drop this Rift Herald here. Cody, Sun, and Raxo still on this top side of the map. In fact, both bot lanes are actually just continuing with this lane assignment here. So that is something we could potentially see in terms of dropping the Herald. We could see it drop bot. But for the moment, Memento is just going to go back to farming here. As overall, we take stock of things like the gold lead. Things are very even at the moment here. Crown Shot, a player we continue to highlight on this team, is actually a little bit behind in terms of kills and gold.
Yeah, unfortunately so, you know, we've seen him be trying to play a lot safer. Of course, naturally as a Jinx, you do get pushed in, so hopefully we were thinking that the roam up top side would have been a little bit more beneficial. But for now, he continues to play safe. He has 2 assists, and I find he knows that what his role is, right? He's playing the scaling game, and he's looking to support his team as much as he can to make sure they get through this early game as safely as possible. As ultimate not up for Aggressivu, but Raxo not landing the hook will immediately thwart them away from the potential push, as there are 4 people from BDSA there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Raxo probably going to count himself very lucky that Dredge Line doesn't actually land here. But I like the movement. Aggressive staying on the side of the map with Erdote and Shio does mean Memento might not be able to get the Herald play that he is looking for here. In fact, I think because of the pink ward, they saw him walk into the bush, and it means that you probably aren't going to be able to take all of the turret plates here, but maybe he'll just end up dropping it and hopefully not forcing a dive, because you do have an idea on who is here.
Yeah, you just have a small inkling, right? As there we go, he lands the hook.
Wait,
In fact, the depth charge onto Erdote instead. There's no way to try to take it. The Rift doesn't spawn in time, so they can't actually capitalize on the ultimate, but instead they'll just clear out the wave and get a couple plates.
I mean, the pressure is still good, and Memento, or rather all of Mirage, being able to pick up a lot of gold because of this is nice. Even though it isn't the whole turret, you aren't going to be able to take it just yet. I think that's why we're seeing Shio. He's still here. He's been here for, like, I think a minute at this point, trying to see if he has an angle to fight it out, but it's looking like the answer is no. Still haven't seen him use the Moonfall either, so it's going to be a big source of damage as time goes on. Interestingly enough, Crown Shot has been on this top side of the map ever since he made that swap earlier on. Oh, I think Shio's in trouble.
Yeah, he has yellow card, exhaust, and he'll take the red, but I believe from there, you know, Ranger will say thank you, buff transfer complete. But they find one Ranger might be dead. He gets caught into the Graviton field, but instead they'll move up. Memento is now on him. He has no flash either. He can't look to get away, but Rangjun is not there in time. It'll be pretty much a solo from Memento, and the tower is also taken, but the ignite again from Erdote.
I mean, that kind of sucks. It feels bad, but ultimately I think it's very positive for Mirage. And we saw what happened off screen. Cody Sun ends up taking that turret on that bottom side. So did get the bonus gold. He was on his own, played still up. So that's an extra, I think it's 610 gold for the 80 carry of Mirage here. So this Aphelios, who we talk about, is strong in lane. It's something Cody Sun plays very well on overall, at least in recent weeks. So him getting this early lead does bode very well for the team fighting of Mirage later on into the game.
Exactly. We were talking about just the amount of single target damage that the Mirage composition can put down, right? We're looking more so at team fighting to be more so on just the Gnar, but in general, Rangjun has been making very proactive plays, and although Cody Sun has not been able to be a part of a lot of them, I did want to talk about how Memento and Rangjun are linking up so much in this game to just find consistent opportunities, specifically onto Shio, which has been one of the ways we've seen teams try to shut down BDSA. Because if Dara doesn't get off the ground, what do you do?
Not a whole lot, ultimately. And I mean, now, at the moment here, Mirage, I think, are probably trying to play for the second dragon, just because dragon stacking. They still have this pressure on the bottom side of the map. But the thing is, it's looking like more members are on this top side. Instead, they're moving as a unit. They're stealing camps from BDSA's top side jungle. And with Herald coming up very, very soon, that's something they're going to be pretty easily able to get for themselves here. And in doing so, they likely sacrifice this next dragon coming up, but they're ultimately okay with that.
Rangjun has spotted Shield there. He wants to take his blue, potentially, but he knows he has to give that up, considering where the two of them are set up for now. So, with Chico and Shio there, won't be able to get it at all. Sad, no blue buff for the mid laner, as the next Rift Herald spawns topside. But, aggressive there to push out the lane. they're already all of Mirage bot side to
Wow.
get this next dragon.
I mean, all that vision on the top side of the map. Ultimately, I guess it was just to try and find out
Is it
where
bait?
Shio is.
Yeah.
More, it's either a bait or it's like, you know what? Let's find Shio. We're pretty strong right now. Let's see if we can catch him, you know, in his hood or something like that and take him down. But they weren't able to do so. But instead, I mean, they still have the power. They're still almost 2k gold ahead. They're in a really strong spot here in this part of the game where they have a lot of CC. They have a lot of damage coming in from Cody's son, who has finished that mythic there in the Gale Force. So it's a dragon that they have to let go on the side of BDSA. This is not such a big deal though, because BDSA. Oh, actually, hold that thought.
Yeah, well, there we go. Speaking of BDSA, one member of BDSA, as we were highlighting, that Mirage was going to shut down. Shio goes down. Bye-bye. See you later.
Yeah, that's again Mirage. They're 4 for 4 in terms of early neutrals. 2 dragons, 2 Rift Heralds, everything going their way. And the point I wanted to get into here, and although this is ultimately a little tougher to make now, is the BDSA. They're a team where it's the mid to late game where they really start to look good. Even in the game versus LDLC, they were not ahead for the majority of the game, as they so often are, but they still, through really good team fighting later on into the game, that is what really gets them through it here. So that's going to have to get them through it here if they really want to, and I mean, we saw what happened. Got destroyed.
I think every single Destiny use so far throughout this game
Pretty good.
from Rangjun has been to actually gold card Shio.
Yeah.
I am almost 100% sure of that. Because the first time was bot side, second time was bot side jungle, right by his Raptors, third time was here. And yeah, speaking of yellow cards, is that they will not be able to land on aggressive Ooh, as he just simply slice and dices out of the way. But Shio having a little bit of a rougher go of it. And you're looking at Diana to be, you know, one of the carries in the game to set up for your plays, but when you're not necessarily allowed to farm or really get kills at all, it feels bad, man.
It does feels bad. You're playing Diana, you're falling behind in farm to Xin Zhao. That's definitely a bruise to the ego, to say the least here. But like, I'm still not counting BDSA out for the reasons we mentioned earlier. And it was just going to be about how they are going to play these fights out later on. We think about Chico's on this Victor. He's really starting to get strong. Once the second item comes through for him, second item comes through for Crown Shot, BDSA will be in this space to be able to try and make a play happen, especially because Erdote, if he ends up finishing what's probably going to be the Shirelias, is going to offer a lot more in terms of team fight setup here, and a lot of the damage BDSA has can be put to good use. And I mean, we're looking at Crown Shot. Hasn't been able to do very much, hasn't died, to be fair, given all the pressure put on the bottom side of the map, but still hasn't had the opportunity to really do much in these fights.
I mean, hopefully for now, right? We have seen a rolling top side and the bot side as well, mainly staying top. Just try to catch as many waves as possible. For now, from here at least, let's get this full wave and be able to stop the second charge from Rift Herald. As he's scaling up a fair bit, right? He has almost matched Cody's son within farm, but sadly only has 1 items. So which is it's unfortunate by the end of it, right? Because you know Crown Shot on the Jinx, and he's been so phenomenal in so many of these fights, and he plays his life really well too. But one key to success that we've seen from BDSA in many of those games, especially in the game against Vitality, was because Crown Shot played super safe, they just capitalized on Shio coming back on roam timers that we knew the opposing junglers was not there, which I believe was Jack Troll too, and they just Dragon Stack really well. And then they forced Vitality on just a really awkward situation where they were 3 dragons up, and they got a really good fight. From here, haven't been able to do that. Dragons have been Mirage's favor, so they're taking win condition one after the other, as they find one a big knock-up onto 3 as they all go down. The moonfall was beautiful from Shio, but will only see seen once as all sunny for Mirage. If they get one more, that'll be 4 going down in seconds for BDSA. What a fight for Mirage.
Wow, I'm not really sure what BDSA we're going for here. I mean, Aggressivu thinks he has the angle, but we're fighting between 2 very healthy turrets here. And not only that, you group up nice in the choke for Raxo's ultimate there. The depth charge to get the triple knockup. It's so easy. You have the AoE from the Moonlight Vigil coming out from Cody's son. I mean, that's got to be nerves or something from BDSA, thinking, okay, we're starting to fall behind. We have to try and make something happen here. But that probably isn't the something they were looking for. I mean, look at this. You think you have the angle on Cody's son. That's all well and good. The problem is, look who else is here. Look at the knockup that just gets flashed into by Chico, and it's just the rest you see it.
And Erdote actually wasn't even there for the fight.
Nope.
He couldn't make it there in time, and we were talking about just how much disengage the Lulu can offer, just to make sure that you're not going to capitalize on that polymorph. Could have been huge if you were to fight on Memento, but when you're fighting essentially a disadvantageous fight in the middle of a choke, that depth charge seems like a geyser, and it catches every single member of BDSA. It's a unfortunate situation to be in. And BDSA was a team we were talking about a lot before on the desk, in the competition to be one of, if not the best team in the league. They looked phenomenal all throughout the season, off the back of Cronshaw's calling and the way they played their macro. But here they seem a little bit out of sorts to beat down as they move towards Dragon.
Feels like it, and they have to get this Dragon here. Sorelia's pop, they want to try and look for something, but look at Bad Lulu. He has the Mega Gnar. They're nice and grouped up. He's wishing they would walk up to him.
They want it. There they go.
Oh, he stole it!
Wow, shield! With a crucial timing, now comes the team fight. A big Moonlight Vigil on the back from Cody's son as he shows why he's here in the LFL. One more going down. Rengjun, the damn one Kia prodigy, gets 2 more on his favorite skin. That's 3 more down for BDSA as they move towards the Baron.
Man, the all-in for the Dragon ends up paying off, but was it worth it? You said it. They're going for Baron. The damage is done, and even though Crown Shot and Urdote get to walk away, Mirage get to walk away with so much more. They only lost their support, and they're just continuing to accelerate in this game. We're talking 6,000 gold ahead. Now you have Rangjun, he's just TPing bot lane to make sure they can keep this turret up and alive so the objective bounty doesn't go down right away. But ultimately, BDSA tried to avoid a perilous situation and got into an even worse one.
Yeah, this is although it was quite nice, he got the Dragon, but the fact they're now just down so much gold, and they've extended the game for a little bit longer, but the question is, should it beat down? They realistically can't team fight anymore, right?
No.
Aggressive Vu is just way too far down. He's not tanky enough, he can't really engage, and if you look at the fight, Shio just dies so fast.
I think that's what it is too. They want to walk away here. You can see it, but Aggressivu gets hit by the dredge line, and they just start to all in and realize, okay, we have to do something here. But the problem is, Bad Lulu has the Mega Gnar. Cody's son, big damage from the Infernum and that Moonlight Vigil. Just means there's just no way BDSA could do anything other than pop like balloons. And in doing so, you give Mirage everything they need to continue accelerating this game. They're up so much gold. You got 2-0-7 on Cody's son, 6-2 on Rangjun, who's already at his 3rd item. That RFC means that these yellow cards are going to be coming from screens away.
Yeah, it's going to be disgustingly far right, like you mentioned. From half a screen, you'll not be able to see where you got stunned from. And Mirage, after a 2-0 week, one of the newest teams in the league, we were looking at them thinking, okay, how are they going to step up, right? Was their win against Carmine simply just Carmine going wrong, or
I mean, yes,
them actually really showing up? And then, well, yeah, it was definitely. But, you know, from here, right, they've shown up week after week. And I find a lot of it is just experience playing on stage for all these players, right? The nerves definitely are not there. Maybe for BDSA, that's really what is being their undoing. They just haven't been able to, you know, just notice and be able to feel the pressure from all the people watching them.
Right, I mean, Mirage feeling really good in front of a crowd. I mean, again, like a couple of these members do have experiences here. Cody's son, Mento, technically Bad Lulu, depending on how serious Track Media is for you.
I mean, Track Media's pretty good, man. He's
I've never actually seen it. I've only heard of it.
It's like, it's realistically the competition, you are against yourself. You go for the fastest time, you gotta be the greatest driver on the planet. It's F1, but cooler.
Really?
I stand by that.
That doesn't mean you mean it.
Maybe so. But point being, what I do mean is how well Mirage has been doing throughout the entire game. And one thing I want to point out as well, too, is although Bad Lulu, he got resources this time. Bad Lulu got a gank. Bad Lulu was mirrored by Memento. I'm
a little bit.
so happy for him.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, you can see what happens here. I think for the most part, honestly, Memento still put his focus on other parts of the map, like we usually see from him. And Bad Lulu in this matchup doing a lot better than what ended up happening to Aggressivu a couple weeks ago. And this is still ultimately is a big deal too, because now Bad Lulu is getting towards the 3rd item, level 16. Nar, excuse me, is going to be up every time he goes Mega. So the CC is there, the damage is there, and at this point in time, BDSA don't really have any ability to do very much on the map here. You can see them try to push out waves as far as they can, or as far as they dare, before Mirage start to move and try to punish them. But here's speaking of punish.
Yeah, there we go. They find one more and punish on to Zico. They'll find a crown shot as well, who has to flash away. But look who's on the backside. Bad Lulu on the big Gnar. But he goes minis too early. He tried to do what he could. He could not take a crown shot, so it'll be a 1-for-1 by the end of it.
So all BDSA really were hoping for, not necessarily with that fight, but beforehand, and what I was trying to get to was how they just want to stall. That's why they risked it all for preventing the soul point. That's why they're okay at this point just starting to farm it out and try to wait for an opportunity, because they can't fight for this dragon, and that's okay. It's not the soul. It's not going to be Infernal for Mirage, and it's not going to be that nail in the coffin, because that burst damage is just something filthy. So now BDSA have to find a way to be able to either get a pick, try and make a play cross map that you can turn into something with the Baron coming up in less than 2 minutes time. But for now, there's not a whole lot you can do, and I think Aggressive Boo is also in trouble.
There are 2 people there. Yeah, there's a TP being committed as well. Rangjuna has to be the one to run away, has a gold card, stuns on the Lulu, but
they got him.
Slow. He's playing dodgeball, but he's not going to get out of this one alive. There we go, crown shot. Able to find his first kill of the game and a shutdown by the end of it as well. Well done.
That must have been an insane shutdown too, because I think Rangjun going into that was 6-0, 7-0, something. Okay, 6-2. There you go. But still, ultimately, it must have been a lot of gold in this AD carry's pocket. That's a big deal, as now he's only about half an item behind on Cody Sun. And once he gets that IE belt, like, Crown Shot's back in the game. The DPS is going to be there. The question is just going to be, how are you going to fight Mirage without getting into a choke here? Because the choke is their enemy. You think about Bad Lulu, who's playing this Gnar, a lot of AoE CC, same with Raxo, and of course the damage from Cody Sun with that Moonlight Vigil, with the Infernum, that's the gun he ends up being on when the team fight breaks out. You have to fight in more open spaces so that you can try and slowly play this one out, picking people apart almost in a one-at-a-time sense. Because it comes to AoE and burst, Mirage have you beat.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And talking to some of the coaches from Mirage as well, did they mention that up against BDSA, one of the things they were looking to play, especially capitalize on, was sort of a punish play style against BDSA, right? They wanted to find small holes of opportunity that they could use to shut down the game plan that we've seen so far. And I believe that off that too, they mentioned how they wanted to use that along with the Raxo and see him roam a lot more. And I think both things have come to fruition as well. You know, considering Raxo and Memento alongside Rangjun have been roaming across the entire map, they've been looking up so well. And one of the ways they've punished BDSA, like we mentioned before, is on Shia. On this Diana pick who looks to snowball early and has not been able to do so, only had 2 items, being the Rocket Belt and the Zanya, so no damage at all on them either. And I think with Mirage right now, the game plan executing beautifully. All that matters is just the end game, where we know how good BDSA is coming back from a deficit.
Well, there's definitely quite the deficit they'll have to come back from this time around. So it's not like LDLC where they came back from 6K that one time against Game of Origin, but it's still something BDSA have to play for, and you can see it. Shio trying to find the angle, trying to make something happen with the Moonfall to try and set things up for the team so that Crown Shot can really pop off here. The IE is built. We're talking 3 items on this Jinx. Of course, you got 3 items in the Zeal for Cody Sun and the Stopwatch, actually, which is going to be even harder for you to try and pick people down on the side of Mirage. You got stopwatches on jungle, you got stopwatches on the AD carry, and this means that Memento can play a little more balls to the walls, can try and set up a big play with that Crescent Guard, and just pop the stopwatch by time for his team to do the rest.
Yeah, because as of right now, and I find where those stopwatches will likely be popped, there's 1 or 2 instances, right? Number 1, they start a Baron and they have to start up a team fight, or 2, they decide to just play around this Dragons. There's a rocket that goes off. It gives them a little bit of vision, but BDSA are just a little bit too far. Shio finds the initial engage, but they also find one back onto the Lulu. There we go, that's 1. That's a 4v5, and on the backside, Aggressive Boo is locked down. Bad Lulu takes a ton of damage, but now there's 1 more target. Shigo
the Moonfall
on the backside. Moonfall is big, does a ton of damage.
Crown Shot
but
still
the stopwatches.
He's excited. He's doing it.
He wants more. He goes in. That's a triple kill for Shigo, and she's kiting back, but he cannot do any more.
So
Cody Sun makes the Rift Bride.
Man, Crown Shot almost made it happen there for the side of BDSA, but Mirage, they are too strong. The stopwatch is too valuable, and the gold lead too much. And you can see it, low health bars, not a big deal. Honey Fruit is enough, the life steal is enough, and Mirage will still get the neutral objective, still get the Baron.
That was phenomenal from Mirage, the way they played that team fight too, is the fact they were trading back and forth, and the biggest part of a lot of it is you see Cody Sun staying alive throughout all of that too, and we'll get to see it again, but the fact there's a 45 and it's just so close is amazing.
That's the thing, and this fight was honestly pretty good from BDS. You lose Erdote, that means there was no wild growth to begin with here, and all the damage onto Aggressivu, it was a 3 versus 5 at this point, and you can see Crown Shot, he's doing his best, trying to do damage, but the stopwatches were really hampering him, and at this point it allowed Cody Sun, red and white guns, and in a really strong position to be able to win it out here.
Supremely clutch, and the final second stopwatch just to make sure he stays alive and doesn't die for the burner that either is insanely crucial, because that gives him the Baron. And now this Dragon, this is it. We're looking at final fight territory right now here at Beatdown.
We are. This is for the soul. Mirage still up 10k. The BDSA, they have no choice. They have to try and make something happen here. All ultimates are back off of cooldown. So we're going to see what it looks like. I mean, Erdote, if he stays alive in this fight and manages to wild growth somebody, there is still a chance here.
Battle to lose now, Mega. He's immediately goes in. He knows he has to try to find as many as he can.
Oh,
but actually the soul is stolen from Crown Shot. That's insane. But the question is, can they continue off of this? They find aggressive.
Oh, they tried.
The top laner is gone, and now the fight continues for Mirage. They have to open the base off of this, or else all will be lost, and the trade immediately goes in favor of BDSA.
Yeah, they still have the Baron buff, so this inhibitor is probably in a lot of danger in the mid lane, but still huge from Crown Shot to be able to deny the soul here. BDSA stealing 2 dragons, fighting tooth and nail to make sure they can try and stay alive in this series, or in this match. Ultimately, though, they will lose mid inhibitor. Nothing. So in 5 minutes time, I mean, it's going to be the next dragon, so it's not as big a deal as maybe an Elder. So there's still going to be a chance here that BDSA will be able to hold on. But it's just insane. They've been down 10k for the last couple of minutes here, but they keep managing to find just these little things to keep them back in it. But mid and top inhib being down, okay, maybe now it's doomed, you know?
Yeah, it's a little bit tough. You have 2 perma pushing lanes, and now BDSA, they cannot take the fights they want. They ultimately have to play around TP priority. And although, you know, all of Victor and Aggressive who still have theirs, they're gonna have to be really careful about making sure they can't just you know, back in a lot of it. Let's watch Crown Shot here and how he takes it.
I mean, he takes it with the ultimate.
Yeah.
Realistically, that's all there was to it. I think the thing here, too, is the fact that they get the gravity field gets dropped down. Erdote tries to commit that wild growth just to make sure Aggressivu can walk away from this one. Had he been able to, that would have actually been a pretty big deal. But no pressure from the top laner of BDSA means that's why it's so easy for those 2 inhibitors to go down. And now you have supers, mid and top, perma pushing in your favor. If you're Mirage, you still have all you need to close things out. It's just going to be about that team fight here. And man, it feels like you can never count BDSA out with how they've been playing.
No, you cannot, though. And speaking of those team fights, too, it has to be those 2 priority targets, right?
Yeah.
You gotta look at Chico and you gotta look at Zika as well. Both of the S's or his X's are going to be a really big factor, as that's just a mental damage from Memento as he smites with the red buff over for the Diana, right? It's a tough time, but yeah, if those 2 are alive, BDS are very much in the fight considering how strong they are, and especially Crown Shot too, because how much damage he does right now on this Jinx. But if they go down first, then suddenly things become a lot easier for Mirage, Elyandra.
You know, but Rangjun is in the mid lane. He has the Destiny, can join anytime. That's why they are hesitant on the side of BDSA to start something off. They just want to clear as much waves as they can so they can keep this turret up, because that next top wave with the super minions is coming. Another super minion wave is on its way. And of course, there is mid being shoved out by Rangjun. It's really going to be difficult for you to mount any semblance of a comeback if you lose this last inhib here. So you can see it. Crown Shot is trying to clear the super, and they're moving back. BDSA, they got to make their stand.
They have to do it here and now. The Crown Shot moves up to mid. He clears out the wave. You see Rangjun is there. He does have the Destiny as well alongside with the Ghost. So you could look to move down bot side, but they know they want this inhibitor. Mirage might be overstaying their welcome if they don't find pressure anywhere else, as one more wave is coming top side. BDSA have to respond to this, along with Rangjun ushering one more in.
This one is tough. That's, as you say, 2 waves coming. All that's left is the inhib. They don't want to lose any pressure onto their Nexus turrets. So BDSA, they're trying, they're clearing out, but it's tough. They are just delaying the inevitable, it looks like, as that's going to be 3 inhibitors, double supers in every wave after this one, in every lane. And it just, at this point, Mirage, they can walk away. They don't have to force anything. We're 1 minute till the next Drake. BDSA are going to be up to their eyeballs in super minions coming this next minute or so, so it's going to be almost impossible for BDSA to deny the soul this time.
Yeah, this is a genuinely tough time, and they're going to have to make a call, right? Either BDSA has to find one member of Mirage, potentially on Vision, stepping out alive for them to create a 4v5 so they can try to at least fight for this soul, or they're going to have to just take on the brunt force of Mirage and the team fighting prowess and every single minion at their base. To be fair, you know, Victor is quite strong right now. He can't just one-shot all these waves. That laser does a disgusting amount of damage, so if he does stay behind, they should be able to defend for a fair amount, considering he has TP. Speaking of which, that is bad Lulu's used to push in topside.
Yeah, and just make it so that they can have all 5 for this Baron that's coming up, and this is going to be the play. BDSA, or rather Mirage, they're going to go for Baron, they're going to go for Soul, and they'll have everything they need to end this game here. The question is, BDSA seem to always have an idea on how to play from behind. What is the idea going to be this time? Right now, everything is dark. You have the info that Baron's been taken now, and we're going to see it. Crown Shot holds on to that Super Mega Death Rocket. Can he steal another dragon?
The fact that if BDSA get 3 dragons in a row purely stolen on their prowess would be insane. But if you look across the board here, B-Town, the jungle is dark for BDSA. They know they can't contest it. That's Infernal Soul taken away just that easily. And now comes the Force. Now they simply have to survive.
That is their objective, but can they actually do it? Now all Mirage have to do is stay close enough to Baron up these super minions that are coming through. Mid-inhib, respawn, it's going to go right back down, as you can expect it. This Baron buff is still up for 2 minutes, and now fighting in this wave is going to be the death of BDSA. Whether they like it or not, this is their final stand.
Baron up, super minion waves move into the base. BDSA looking to keep their almost perfect record. They've been in talks to be the top team in the league, but Mirage look to possibly dethrone them and go 4-3 and put them at 4-2. Sorry, 5-2, sorry. Just ruin record one more. Give LDLC actually that ultimate top spot if they do manage to go down here, as one more wave comes in, a team fight, but no, they won't even look to fight at all. They'll
don't
take
have
down
to.
these towers. Yeah, that's one more poke. There's the engage. Aggressive Wu gets a big stun, and there is the final fight. That's one more tower going down. Bad Lulu finds another stun, but look at the backside. Ryan Jr. is there by himself. But Cody's son, yet again, untouched at half health. You can hear a quarter of it after with just getting 1 minion. And Mirage and Elyandra take down BDSA in front.